Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, everyone. Miss Natasha here. I hope you're doing well. I am a mental wellness creative and advocate, speaker, and author. I'm happy to have you here. I'm just so I'm just so blessed to be able to do these videos and to be taken seriously and to just put myself out there. And I hope that through these videos that you can be encouraged and inspired. So let's get started. I just would like to say three words that I think of when I look in deep into her eyes. I think of, first of all, this is like for jokes, but also for real, hope. I think of love, and I think of dedication. So I'll let her introduce herself.
Okay, well, I'm Hope. I own Hope Inspired Fitness and Wellness. I've recently graduated with my bachelor's degree in psychology, and I'm currently doing my master's in counseling and psychology. Previously, before that, I've been dedicated for a long while to fitness, wellness. And so, because I've always been on the physical side, I know that the mental side is really important and they should be collaborated. And so I'm on this journey to sync both of them together for wellness, for healing, for the mind, body, and the soul, and knowing that wellness in regards to exercise and movement creates good brain patterns and it helps with all type of issues. And so I'm happy to be here. I love you, Miss Natasha. And I know you're doing great things. And thank you for continuously shining and being yourself, your true self, and just shining your light on the world. That's what we need. We're all human, right? We have to live and we have to live together peaceful. Well, I would love for us all to live together peacefully. But spread love, not hate. So
That's right. That's right. I'll get right into it. Okay, I'll get right into it. I won't veer. Did the industry you're in choose you, or did you choose the industry?
the industry chose me.
Mhm.
The reason why I want to say that is because I used to just be that girl who went to the gym on a regular basis. I love staying in the front of the class, doing my thing. And one of the instructors one day said to me, "You're here all the time. You have great energy. Why don't you teach?" And I was like, "No, I'm just here to just do my thing. Like, I'm good." You know, I just want to work out. And she was like, "No, but you really motivate others." And like there's just and people in the class follow you anyways. So she's like, "Why don't you try?" And then she gave me a few suggestions and told me what to do. And I molded over, and then she told me that there's a financial benefit to it. Why not? She's like, "You're working out anyways, you might as well get a financial benefit for something you love doing." I was like, "You know what? That's true." And so I decided to take the offer, and I guess I've been running with it since. That was like in 2011. We're in 2024, so some time ago.
Wow. Wow. What made you gravitate to the company you're in or create the company you have?
So I created the company that I have, and that's because I believe health is for everyone. I believe health is for all shapes and sizes. I believe that not everybody has to look the same
Mhm.
or the results will be the same. But as long as you have good health and longevity, you have a great heart, you have a great mind, a strong body, to me, those are the wins. And we live in a society where we critique one another. We think we have to look like a certain way. That was kind of one of the reasons why I never thought myself to be a fitness instructor, because to me, I didn't feel like I looked the part. I was like, I'm not skinny enough. I'm not muscly enough. I'm not this enough. I'm not that enough, right? Where you're just telling yourself constantly you're not good enough. But it's just like, forget about the good enough. Think about the benefits that you're getting from it. Think about the glow that you have. And on top of that, you know what? I do look good. I do have a great body. I am proud of what I am, whether I'm a little bit on the bigger side or the smaller side, I'm still on a side, you know. And how do I navigate that to say that, you know what, I'm winning? I'm winning because I'm getting up every morning. I'm winning because my good personality, you know, the good endorphins that I get, because I'm not tired and sluggish or I'm sitting around all day. I want to do something. I feel like, you know, it's contagious, you know, you're in a space and you want to share it with others, and it's the best thing to do. So I created the space because I wanted everyone to know there's a place for you.
And by the way, I just thought of something. I think I need to get back into that push-up challenge.
Me too.
Like the first time you showed that, I tried it. And actually some gentleman in Philadelphia started doing it and I tagged you. It was so funny. So that's so
Yeah, I
funny.
need to get back into doing that. It's fun to do challenges. It keeps you on your toes. And, you know, we love challenges. We love
Yeah.
challenges. I actually, we'll talk about that later, but I do fitness challenges that test the limits of you. And it's not long, you know, and you reap the benefits quickly
Mhm.
if you learn to follow suit. Like, you know, if you're going to do it and you're committed to doing it, you will get the results that you want, you know?
Mhm.
And so, it's just a matter of dedication and consistency and loving your body. Because if you
Mhm.
hate your body, nothing's going to happen. You're not going to change. You
Mhm.
know, when you give yourself at least grace, you don't even have to love yourself. Give yourself a
Mhm.
little bit of grace. And
Mhm.
that grace will turn into love, you know, because you'll see things
Oh,
happen for yourself.
I love that. I had a trampoline in here, a little small one, because I need to get my sillies out. But I haven't used it in a month. So I have a
Mm,
lot of like giving myself grace to do. So October,
yeah.
Thanksgiving, I gotta get right so I can eat as much as I can in 2 weeks. So
Let me give you a tip as well.
yes.
They say that doing activity before you even do like interviews or blogs or anytime you have to do a think tank,
Yeah.
it actually stimulates your mind to work more efficiently.
Yeah. Yeah.
So next time you have to do an interview, try it and see
Yeah.
like if it's like, wow, it gave me that in focus, it gave
It
me that
does.
excitement, it gave me that, you know,
It does.
that motivation to move forward and, get through it. So there's a little tip for you just in case, you getting the sillies out is actually creating those good endorphins, and allowing you to be who you are,
Yeah.
um, with your fun, with your nature, with who you are. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Wowee. Oh, I have a question.
Okay.
What are the skills you would use the least in your chosen field?
Talking.
Hmm. Hmm.
It pays to listen.
Hmm.
I have a shirt that says, I talk, you listen. And I want the reverse, you know? I
Hmm.
want it to be, I listen, you talk. Because I feel like there's so much wealth of knowledge from individuals, so much life experiences. And sometimes we get in the way when we just start running our mouths and we don't get to let the silence fill the gaps and then give you the opportunity to open yourself up. So um, I talk less and I listen more.
Man, I used to run my beak. I used to do that, and then something stopped me and said, "Be quiet and listen." And I learned a lot when I did that. My whole life changed.
Mm. Mhm.
That's beautiful. That's why I picked. I just try to like pick persons who I understand the assignment.
That's
So,
big.
okay, we're gonna go a little
That's
deeper
big.
now.
Okay. That's
Um,
big. That's big.
yeah, yeah, and I never did that before. Oh, willy nilly. No, no, no. Some intention with that the young lady, and then you can gain
Mhm.
access to more. You learn more when you are around persons who know more than you. It's just a simple fact. I'm not
True.
intimidated. What I'm intimidated with is hate.
Mm.
And it
Hmm.
just like, but anyway, that's why I'm doing this.
Yes.
Mhm. Okay. How do you maximize the return on your time?
Well,
Because I
first,
struggle.
oh man,
Mhm.
first, one of the things that I actually do, I am a stickler for my calendar.
Mm.
I map out time. So, time, you'll always feel like time is running out.
Mhm.
You have to use time intentionally.
Mhm.
So, if I want to work out, that's mapped out. If I need to go to the store, that's mapped out. If I
Mhm.
need to pick this up or that up, I map it out. Why? Because if you don't map it out, it's you're going to lose it. They say there's a thing that says, write the vision and make it plain. So,
Mhm.
how do you write the vision? How do you make it plain? You map it out.
No.
And when you map it out, I mean, you're not always going to get everything done that you want to get done,
No.
but there's more of a chance that you'll get more done when you map it out versus when you just throw it up in the air. It's like, juggling balls.
Yeah.
Some people can juggle three, some people can juggle 10,
Yeah.
some people can't even juggle one.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
use the tools that you have to get where you need to go.
Mhm.
But being a diligent planner works for me. For me,
Mhm.
it works for me.
Mhm. You need to like hope inspires and then write some things so we can learn. You will, you will, you will, right? You will.
I
You will.
will. I will. I will.
All right. How are you of service to others?
My whole life is service.
Mm,
I mean, I was given the name Hope.
mm-hmm.
So for me, um, I want to be hope to the world. Like I want
Mm,
to let people know, just like what you're saying, there's love,
yeah.
there's hope, there's faith, there's movement, there is joy, there is sadness, there
Mm-hmm.
is grief, there is pain. Everything has a season,
Mm-hmm.
and understanding that you're not always going to be happy. You're not always going to be in the best mood. You're not always going to have the money that you want. There's certain things that happen in life. There's trouble, there's good, there's bad, there's ugly, there's evil. But you can still be content with the understanding that life is not always easy, but it's how you choose to show up and live in life.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I want to choose to show up. I want to live in life. I
Like,
want to be, some people call me the positive Patty. I'm okay with being the positive Patty
yeah.
because there's not enough positive
That's
Patties.
right.
I will spin the darkest shadow and hopefully be able to spin some light in it. For every tragedy,
Mm-hmm.
there is a little bit of something shining. Even in the fire, something is created, although it's tough, and we go through tough seasons. We
Mm-hmm.
go through tough situations. And how do we survive? You can't survive if you're always down, if you're in a depression,
Mm-hmm.
if you hate yourself. That's why, suicide is rampant because you just want to silence the noise,
Mm-hmm.
right? I want to be loud, so you don't want to silence the noise. I want to be your biggest cheerleader, so you know that somebody's rooting for you. You need somebody in your corner. You need
Mm-hmm.
somebody. Everybody needs somebody. We live in a world that we say it's I and I, but it's statistically shown that a person who lives alone will never live as long as someone who lives in community.
And community.
So you need community, you need an outlet, you need someone. And so because of that, that's, I want to shine light on that.
Mm, wow. Okay. Um, this is maybe similar question, but it's gonna either that or piggyback off of what I just asked you. In your opinion, how does one become great?
Be yourself.
Hmm.
Show up. There's no dumb question. We say that all the time, but then we call people dumb. But it's almost like the craziest inventions that we've ever understood or know have come from things that people called dumb.
Yeah.
You know, when you have a passion and you go with that passion, sometimes it takes others time to catch up to who you are,
Hmm.
right? But you can do. Sky is the limit. I tell my sons that, both of them. Sky is the limit. My youngest son, he has autism.
Hmm.
He doesn't fit in the world the way the world wants him to fit,
Hmm.
but he's a genius. He's very intelligent. He's very kind. He's very sweet. There's so many things about him. And yeah, little quirks here and there. Everybody's quirky. Everybody has an issue. Everybody has a problem. Everybody has something, right? So why should I ostracize the person who is more uniquely, divinely created more than I, you got to appreciate that. You got to show up for that and you got to give space for that. So, um, I hope I answered that
No,
question.
no, yes, yes,
I, yeah.
yes. Okay. Another one that I have is, do you have meaningful relationships? And how do you nourish your friendships?
Do I have meaningful relationships? I do. You're one of them.
Yay.
Um, I I'm choosing to love people.
Yeah.
I choose
Ah,
people. I choose to love people. Um, and because I choose to love people, I choose to be intentional
yeah.
about my connections. So I can chat to a lot of like sometimes, my husband will be like, "Did you know that person?" I'll be like, "No."
Yeah.
If you're talking to them for so long, and I'm like, "Yeah, because they captured my time and space, and so I'm going to give them that time and space that they captured." Now, if I don't have that time and space, I
Say,
unfortunately can't do the same thing. But if I can, let's do it.
hmm.
It gets me in trouble sometimes
Yeah.
because I can stay in conversations long.
Yeah.
Um, but especially with the pandemic, after the pandemic, we lost so much connection,
Yeah.
and a lot of people suffered from that.
Hmm.
The suicidal rate went up because of that. And even there's an after effect of that right now. People don't know how to socialize, people don't know how to interact. So, connection is absolutely mandatory
Hmm.
for our human race to continue
Hmm.
to thrive. We don't live as individuals. We cannot populate the world as individuals. I know they want to clone people and all of this stuff, but I mean, hopefully never. But
Hmm. Mercy.
it's just one of those things where we need connections. We
Hmm.
we need each other. I need you, so
Hmm.
because I need you, I'm going to spend time and talk to you and find out how you're doing and hopefully support. And if I don't have anything to say, I'll actually say that. I don't know
Yeah.
what to say. I,
Yeah.
I don't know what to say. I don't know how you feel.
Yeah.
Uh, I don't know how to help.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the most helpful thing you could say. Anyone could say. Wow.
right? You can
Yeah.
say, I wish I could help. You can show me how to help.
Right.
Am I too much in your space?
Right.
Because sometimes you don't want help. Sometimes you just need space. But
Right.
you need to know that that person won't go away or turn their back on you, that they'll be there when you're ready. So
Yeah.
I'm here for you when you're ready.
Yeah.
But if you take too long, I might poke you a little,
Yeah.
because I don't want you to go into that depression, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm going to be aware and I want to ensure that I'm not intruding, but I also want to give you your freedom.
Yeah. Wow, that's great. That's great. Okay. Okay, so two more questions. And the second last question is, what have you done for yourself in the last month?
um, well, that's a good question because I've been saying I haven't done it yet.
Mm.
What I would like to do is go for a massage.
Yes.
That's what I would like to do. I have not done it yet. I massage others, I help treat
Yes.
others, and I'm just
Yes.
like, I need that for myself. So I do get, because long story short, I was in an accident earlier this year. And so I do get treatments for my shoulder and my back.
Mhm.
But like it's only half an hour and it's not, it's just more of an adjustment to make sure that my body's still aligned and everything is going
Yes.
well, as opposed to that relaxation where you're like, please don't let it be over. Please don't let it be over. I want one of those. So what I will do for myself is pretty much, hopefully, after we hang up, make that appointment
Okay.
because I'm lacking in the what I've done for myself because I've been doing school and
Yeah,
taking
well, hey,
family and
yeah.
doing everything else. And so I've fallen behind on my personal care.
Yeah.
I do get my workouts in. And to me, that's my me time. That's my, I zone in. I do it before everybody gets up, so nobody's asking no questions or,
Mm.
you know what I mean? That's my free time but people are like, "Yeah, but what do you do to relax?" I'm like,
That is
it
a part of it. Yeah.
it
Daily,
is
daily. Yep, yep, yep. Your
for
whole
me, it
body.
is relaxing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Even when I'm grunting and
Mm-hmm.
for me, it's not a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm stronger, I'm
Mm-hmm.
wiser, I'm better, it may look like work to somebody else, but free like it frees me. Like it
Mm-hmm.
frees me up from stress.
Mm-hmm.
I get to start my day with my brain cells firing in regards to what it is that I have to accomplish and do,
Mm-hmm.
as opposed to another day, another dime.
Mm-hmm.
Have to go to work. Traffic.
Mm-hmm.
This, that, right? We could have that mentality, or we could be like, yo, I'm more than a conqueror. I'm gonna conquer this world.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, this person's racing. Come out of my way, guy. You need some music. How
Mm-hmm.
about you listen to something that will calm you down? Like
Mm-hmm.
you look at things in a different perspective when you feel good, right? Then you can take on, it's not always, there's always two stories. There's always different stories. What
Yeah.
story do you create when you see something? Like when you see somebody cut you off, is it, oh, that person's so rude and this and this and that? Or is that person rushing to work because, their child had an accident and they had to clean up the accident from their child and now they're trying to get on the road and they're not concentrating the way they should? Is
Mm-hmm.
it that? Or is it just because they're rude and they're demand and this and this and that? So even our outlook of the stories we create in our head um, can make or break our day.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I learned how to look at things, all those things differently. It just like frees up so much brain space,
It does.
and knowing that you're doing all the things you can, and there's nothing you could do about them. So just do what you can do. Stay out their way. You know.
Yeah, control you. Control you. Sorry. Son just came home. Give me
Oh,
1 second. I'm gonna close the door.
yeah.
The noise in the house is just like, oh, they're here. Okay. But control you.
Yeah,
Control you.
yeah.
You can't control anybody else, but you
No.
can control you.
Yeah.
And you can control how you show up. You can control your output. You can control the lethal of your tongue. You can
Yeah.
you can either kill somebody with kindness or you can kill somebody with your words.
Hey, that's
Yeah.
so true.
I'm gonna choose to kill you with kindness. I'm gonna
Yes.
be kind that you're gonna be like, what's wrong with you? I would rather you say, what's wrong with you, as
Yeah.
opposed to a person that rude, da 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 da.
Yeah.
Because you never know. This world is beyond small.
Yeah.
And because it is so small,
You can
never, ever know. You
I
never
have
know.
a full list of people that have done things, and it went on and it went on and it went on, and I'm like, I need to just let them go. They can say whatever they want, but when I do not, or when I say, if I'm with Hope and I say, Hope, I don't want to touch, I whisper in your ear, I don't want to touch, shake their hand because they're not kosher for me. You're gonna know what that means without me telling you anything. But for me, people say, "Oh, you don't have to say." You have to say because it's not. It hasn't been kosher. It hasn't been safe.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
we tell kids to do this, but we don't tell adults, young adults, or anybody about safe people and how much of a disadvantage we are to their knowing how to manipulate the situation. So I started
Mm,
to just make sure I'm not giving out that whatever it is. So then I know how to gauge the situation now. Now I just I'm already past it. Can we be past it? I will not be doing this with you. And can we move past it?
yeah.
Or I will be doing this with you, no problem, but can we talk first? And if they don't
Right.
come to talk to you, that means you know where they are at it and you could just leave them alone.
Yes.
Like all this
Yes.
I didn't know till later on in life.
It's okay as long as you learn, right?
Yeah,
And you're learning the betterment of yourself.
yeah, and
That's what
others
counts.
because I could share my knowledge on how to be
Yes.
safe, and
Yeah.
be of service. Those are two things. Like if you didn't think that if someone didn't think that they would be good at fixing cars and then they just started to bet on themselves and they started to just fix cars and then they end up doing it for NASCAR, like come on. Like it just makes sense to just live in the your genius that you were given.
Hmm.
So for yourself, like finding that space where I am okay to do with this work has morphed into who you actually are, who you're always meant to be. I could see doctor. I could see doctor. I could have seen doctor from years and years ago. But we didn't know that path. But here
Hmm.
you are.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that you didn't uh let go of. Can you imagine if you gave up? It's been hard, yeah, it's been difficult. Yes. But if you gave up, it would have been so much more worse.
Yes. And one of my friends, I tell him all the time, he's the one who sometimes you need people to propel you forward,
Yeah.
right? Um, he's the one who kind of propelled me back forward. I've had people who are like, kind of what you said, I see you as this, I see you as that. And I'm just like, I don't know what you're seeing,
Right.
right? And I used to talk to him all the time in regards to, I really, my business name. from 2015 was Hope Inspired Fitness and Wellness. That's
Hey,
what it's registered as, right? I I never knew I was going to do the wellness part. I knew I was doing the fitness part, but my mentality was always mind, body, and soul.
you too.
So when I registered my name as Hope Inspired Fitness and Wellness, um, now I don't even have to change it. Like that's what you're talking about, like destiny and not even knowing the future and how things line up. I would have never known I'm doing my master's. I can actually grasp the idea of doing a doctorate. I know exactly if I'm to do a doctorate, I know exactly what I'm doing it on. I'm doing it on mental health, depression, I'm doing it on trauma and using the modalities of fitness. And pushing them together and doing studies to show the amazing effects of people who are depressed. I have witnesses of people who were depressed and afflict, meaning no raise in their voice. If you ask them how they're doing, it's like, I'm fine.
Mm-hmm.
So what's up today? Oh, it's good.
Mm-hmm.
To having full out conversations with excitement because we merged the two together and it's within not even a long period of time. Let's say from like May to September, the transformation of that individual. Like I pray one day I'll be able to to have a conversation with that person in front of people because that person went from I'm sleeping in bed all day. I don't want to have anything to do with life.
Yeah.
To saying the other day, I love summer.
Yeah. Bless, bless.
What? I love summer. This person, when we first talked about it, their response was, I hate summer,
Yeah.
winter,
Yeah.
because everything is just still and quiet. So your mentality was, I just want to be still and quiet. I don't want to be around anybody. I don't like excitement. I don't like colors. I don't want to be out there. I just want to stay this way. Having that, and again, not in a long period of time, from that to now, having those conversations where, like, even when they're coming through the door, they're already talking. You know what I mean? And like, to me, that in itself, if I get nothing else out of life, that was worth it. And so when you can do what you dream of
That's right.
and see the gems of it, I have no words. I say it is worth it. It is worth my broke pocket self.
No, no, we want to fill those pockets. We want to
I
fill
want, I
them.
know it will build.
But I
I
get it.
know.
Mm-hmm.
But it was worth the sacrifice.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still sacrificing,
Mm-hmm.
but nothing could ever prepare me for that. So sorry, I was saying my friend was the one that propelled me forward. Going
Mm-hmm.
back to that, I was, talking to them about, I would love to do this. And my name was,
Mm-hmm.
during this time, I was like, man, I should do this psychology thing. I should finish my
Mm-hmm.
bachelor's. And what he said to me, he was like, no offense. You've been talking about this for a very long time. And he was like,
And now
you will
action.
still be talking about this
Yeah.
unless you move forward into what it is that you want to do.
Yep.
And I said, you are absolutely right. And I went and I signed up for classes
Mm-hmm.
because I was like, it's one thing to talk,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
it's another thing to do,
Do. Do, be, do. I think
right?
it
It's
is.
another thing. Everybody has dreams.
Mhm.
Everybody has dreams. Everybody has that desire for their life.
But
But until you step
all those
into the water,
dreams. Mm-hmm.
until you step into it, as difficult, as scary, as unknown, as whatever the feelings are,
Mm-hmm.
because the feelings are valid, But that's the difference between somebody who moves and sees their dreams come true,
Mhm.
as opposed to the person who always wished and admires
Mhm.
somebody else for
Not
what
gonna
they.
be, I'm not gonna be that person. Mm-mm.
I wish I did that. I always said, I remember the time when I was transitioning from my good job, good pay, good benefits to what I was doing. And I had a conversation with my mother. She's like, "You're leaving your job with your good pension and your this."
Mm.
And I was like, "Yes." And
Mhm.
I said, "If it doesn't work out, I'll go back."
Mhm.
Right? I
Mhm.
said, "But if it does work, the freedom, the
Mhm.
joy,
Mhm.
uh,
Mhm.
everything else that I get from it, it's going to be worth it."
Mhm.
So I'm willing to take the chance.
Mhm.
At least when I'm sitting in my rocking chair
Mm.
years from now, I will be able to say, remember when I did this? You remember when
Girl,
I
you're
did
gonna
that?
make me cry.
You remember when I did this? As
Shoot.
opposed
Woo! Woo! That one got me, boy.
as
Woo!
opposed to,
Woo!
I wish I did this. I
Mm-hmm.
wish I did that. Oh,
Yep.
you're lucky because you're just as lucky as I am.
That's right.
You have all the tools that I have. You have all the merits that I have. Sometimes you might have even more brain power than I do.
Right.
However, I choose to apply myself
Yeah.
in the way that I can, and I will show up in the way that I can, and I will be me. I will be me. I will be me with my fiery red hair,
Mhm.
um, just showing up,
Yeah.
knowing that if it's all said and done, and even if I fail, I've given it my all.
You done. Like, and your young people can see. They have seen that it's okay. As long as you have a plan and you have faith, go on your knees and put in that work, it's gonna work.
And let him move the mountains. You don't have to move the mountains, he'll do it for you. Faith moves mountains, right? And so we just gotta step into the water so it will part. The water didn't part until they stepped into it.
Mm. Mm-mm-mm. I think we some people miss that part. But you have to, I have these things that I created, the posts fall forward, but there's like leaves and stuff, so it's like a double play. But it's like you're gonna fall forward. Do it. Fall forward. Go for it. Go for
Yeah.
it. You know? Wow. My last question, but I think you already said it, but I'll just ask it anyway because you're Hope. How do you navigate hope?
I did say
It's
it.
not necessarily
Yeah.
you, but it's like you. So it's like,
It's that pun, right?
yeah.
No pun intended. It's yeah, yeah. I believe in hope,
Yeah.
not like believing in me as an individual, but I believe in hope. I believe there is so much more to life.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that you can always see that bud coming up out of the ground, even after a storm or even after the fire.
Mm-hmm.
You will see life reemerge. You will see the bud. This world has been in existence for many of years. It's not desolate. The grass is still green. The trees are still growing. There are people still moving here and fro, to and fro. Nothing is new. Everything is recycled, even our water.
Mm-hmm.
um, but there will still be a time, as long as you get to hear that alarm clock in the morning, you always have purpose as long as you're breathing. So I want to make sure, and I want to be able to say to like the world, it's like you still have purpose. You're meant to be here. You're not an accident. You're not a mistake. Even if the people who had you don't want you,
Mm,
somebody else, you know. Um,
mm,
just you need to find it. You just need to find it, and not find it in um the person who's going to use you. Find it in those people who elevate you, the people who lift you up, the people who will not harm you, the people who will not cause trouble in your life. You know, you can say no to those people, even as affluential as they look or how rich they may be. No, that's not the fulfillment of life. Fulfillment of life is that inner peace. The
mhm,
fulfillment of life is being able to sleep at night and be able to wake up in the morning refreshed. That's what everyone desires. Well, that's what I desire. I can't say everyone. That's what I desire. I desire to rest my head in peace and wake up in joy.
mm. Yeah, you have captured my heart today. Wow. Is there anything else that you'd like to say before we close?
Well, as I said, I've just kind of relaunched myself
Mhm,
in regards to my fitness life because I've been doing school and I'm still doing my master's. But right now, I'm really into providing relief for those who are stressed, who have body issues. No one, I'll tell people to stretch all the time. Nobody has time. So come to me and I'll stretch you out. If you have ailments, frozen shoulders, things like that, you can always come and see me. I'm in Durham. I have people who come from the far, like I have people who come from far, like Brampton and
mm,
Newmarket and different places downtown Toronto who come and see me because when we connect, we both know it's worth it, right?
mm,
To be able to have that moment where, oh my gosh, I didn't even realize I was stressed until after we're done. Wow, how do we do that? Having those little tiny miracles, it's such a win. So that's pretty much I'm into that right now. I'll give you my information. I'm on Instagram, hope underscored inspired fit.
mhm,
I have my website, which is highfitnessandwellness.com. I'm looking to really just share myself with the world, and I have nothing more to say than I really hope that everyone who has that experience with me uh, says that I'm valid, like what I'm saying is true. You know what I mean? Because anybody can make up hype and say whatever, what's it not, and then you're like, yo, that was a fraud. People can talk smack, make it sound great, and then when you get there, it's just like, what was that?
mhm,
I never want to be that person. I
mhm,
want it to be a life-changing experience. Like even when I'm working with my clients and stuff, I'm like, you can see me forever, but I don't want to be fixing you forever.
mhm,
I want to help you guide so that you can do it on your own. But a little maintenance is great, seeing me
mhm,
once in a while is good. But I want you to live a pain-free life. I want you to live a stress-free life. I want you to be able to manage the things that are happening around you. And if you are in that grief moment, or if you are in that pain moment, or if you feel cloudy around you, there is somebody that will see you, understand what you're going through, not pry too much unless you want to talk,
mhm,
but be able to, let's work on your body. Because
mhm,
sometimes what's in the mind is trapped in the body, and what's trapped in the body is trapped in the mind,
mhm,
right? And so I'm here. I'm here to be hopefully hope so that we can breathe hope and live well. That's one of my little cliche saying, because I really do believe that life is in the breath.
mhm.
And as long as we're living and we have breath, we have being, and we're meant to be here.
Hmm.
You are important. Right?
Hmm. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for not giving up and just doing you in the most authentic way. Like, I really appreciate that. That's like, I only ever dreamed to know people like this, you know? And so it's just like, it's just, I'm being shown that it's okay and you're going the right way. So thank you. I will say my spiel now. Create Don't Hate was born out of frustration. The frustration of individuals hating on other individuals with differences. We wanted to start a movement of hope, courage, and love and build community and connection in the process. Create Don't Hate is a real practical way of sharing hope to those who have been muted and shut down because of who they are. Create Don't Hate always was and always will be an anthem that I would play to get through the tough times. Thank you so much. Like, I hope you all were listening. I hope you all were taking it in. Please share, like, and subscribe. And all the links will be in the bio. Uh, thank you and see you later.